Good people, what's going on? Welcome to episode 80, the Dome Podcast, man. Real quick, man, I appreciate everyone over the years, support me on Twitter, here on the Dome, on YouTube, and just, any other outlets, man. Show me love, man, and, what I'm saying, and just kind of hearing my little thoughts, what I'm saying? Like, I just do my own little thing, man, and whoever rock with it, man, I appreciate it. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, and we know that Kendrick Lamar is about to be the solo MC who is headlining with no one else, not part of a collaboration. This is the first time ever. And which brings me to look at Kendrick's overall career and put in its proper context, man. You know what I'm saying? Because being, from my generation, we're gatekeepers also. We're gatekeepers to the past. We're gatekeepers to what we feel like is hip hop. We're gatekeepers to who we feel like must be in the top 10 and must stay in the top 10. Like nothing ever moves in music or in sports or in literature. People are surpassed. And that's no shade. It's hope for the future. You know what I'm saying? Because if everyone from the past get to stay at a certain level, that means we're not progressing as a people. Or in a profession, for example, like you will hope that an engineer now in 2025 learned from an engineer from 1927 and elevating that field, medical field. You're hoping that the studies in medicine now obviously is more advanced than the study in medicine in the 1970s. You know what I'm saying? The era I was born in. I'm hoping that the research now is better, right? The medicine is better, right? The treatment is better, right? You were hoping that. And that's another discussion for another day, but I'm just saying in context of music, there are going to be times where certain people will be surpassed. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. And it's not to diminish another rapper, in this case, legacy. It's not to say they weren't who they were, aren't who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, early days of hip hop, right? At one point, Curtis Blow, for example, right? Let's say he's the man, because when the Sugar Hill Gang dropped Rappers Delight, something like that, it's like, it's kind of novelty, but okay, it did open the door commercially for hip hop stuff, right? But when, Curtis Blow came out, he's kind of the first hip hop superstar. You know what I'm saying? So he had the swag, he had the gold chain. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like to dribble up, whatever. So, and then you would have like Melly Mel, Grandmaster Cass, Kumo D, and a bunch of early MCs, right? So, like, let's say you did a list in like 1985, you have those guys, and then Run and DMC. You know what I'm saying? Other guys from Grandmaster Flash Furious 5, so other guys from the Treacherous 3, you have these guys as your top 10, right? You know what I'm saying? And then this young LL Cool J comes, right? Run is still the man from Run DMC. But then 86, 87, 88, these years come, and then you have Rakim, KRS-One, Cool G Rap, Slick Rick, Ice Cube, MC Ren. You start getting all these other rappers, making music, right? And so as that list gets longer, you start moving out. Okay, man, we loved you, Curtis Blow, but Rakim moved you out the way. We love you, Grandmaster Cass, but KRS-One will move you out the top 10. We love you, Kumo D, which a lot of people will always have him ranked pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But we got LL now, man. You know what I'm saying? We love you, this person, that person, but we have these new school guys, right? And those are a lot of people call the golden age MCs, So then you fast forward a couple more years, and now you have this emergence of this young prodigy Nas. Then you have Biggie Smalls. Then you have Snoop. Then you have, these, I'm talking about people who elevated really high. You know what I'm saying? You start having these type of guys. Then you get, of course, you got Pac, of course. Then you got Jay-Z. You got Scarface. I mean, you got all these different people, you know what I'm saying? And so now it goes, who's the top 5? Who's the top 10? top 20. You know what I'm saying? Then you move on into your that next phase, your DMXs and your Big Puns and all these guys, and then you have, of course, move way on past. You got 50 Cent, you got T.I., you got who else, man? You just so many people who started emerging. You know what I'm saying? You got the Jeezys, the J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got a bunch of underground guys who really, really can rap, who people respect a lot, like your Elzais and Russified Nas, Pharoah Monch, all these guys. Then you got other older cats in the 90s who I skipped over, different people from the Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I'm saying? You got Andre and Big Boy. You know, you got, I mean, the Rise guys. You got, the list goes on and on and on with all these like great MCs. So you start seeing these top 10 lists, their top 20 lists, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And so you do have certain lists with certain people my age who will always say, you know what, well, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, you know, KRS-One, Slick Rick, all these guys got to stay. You got the next wave with people saying, yeah, man, G-Rap is dope, man, but Nas goes over G-Rap because Nas got a bigger discography, yada, yada, yada. You know, you say, well, you know, so that becomes a thing, right? Then you got these big threes. Nobody talked about big threes until this Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was never a thing before that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always more than three people. You know what I'm saying? But since we start talking about a big three over the last few years, you can say like that first big three was Cass, Mel Mel, and Mo D. You know what I'm saying? But then that second would be who? Would they be L, Cool J, Run from Run DMC and Mo D again? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Because Mo D was kind of transitioning to the next little wave at that time where Cass and Mel were making records like that. You know what I'm saying? Then did you have Rakim, KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane? Does that exclude G-Rap and Slick Rick? Because at that time, Slick Rick was way more popular than the Cool G-Rap. You know what I'm saying? With a children's story, Hey Young World, and the stuff he did with the Get Fresh crew, Lottie Dottie, and all that, the show, Slick Rick was popular. Slick Rick was probably universally more popular than KRS-One at that time. You know, so a lot of people don't think about that. He had Lottie Dottie, the show, and all this stuff, children's story. KRS-One might be bigger in just New York, but Slick Rick was more popular. So could you put Slick Rick in that big three with with Rakim, KRS, whoever? So you got that. You got where you put Chuck D at. You know what I'm saying? So these debates go on and on and on. And you got slide Ice Cube up in there. Now, looking at Kendrick over the last few years, I remember at one point I had him like number 18 years ago. Then I noticed I was doing my list again a few years after that, like 15, then 12, then as high as I believe 8 before. You know what I'm saying? Me personally. Then people are like, well, Tony, you moving out some legends. And I'm like, well, at some point, Dr. J had to get out the way for LeBron and Jordan, all them, right? They don't take away from the doc. You know what I'm saying? They don't take away from the greats. So at one point, for example, well, now let's say I had Nas, right? Then I had Rakim, Jay-Z, KRS, Biggie, L Cool J, Scarface. You know what I'm saying? People like that. I have Kendrick with those guys now. You know what I'm saying? I've always said, well, like I said, I started like number 18 years ago. But I would say between 8 and number 11 is what I was saying earlier this morning. I think ranking of number 8 all time to number 11 all time is very realistic for Kendrick Lamar. Some people might have him a little bit higher. And I also want to look at his body of work that, you know what I'm saying, gives, you know what I'm saying, a definite argument. Because listen, a lot of legends don't have 13 projects. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick has 13, I believe, projects, you know what I'm saying, be it albums and mixtapes. And if you have original music on mixtapes, it's an album to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think. Or original lyrics. If it's all new lyrics, it's an album to me. You know, some of them might have a few old school beats or beats that's been used before, but and I know that we're making out an official album, but nevertheless, he has like 13 projects. You know what I'm saying? And when I ranked his projects, and let me go down this list real quick. I had 13. I had Good Kid, Mad City number 1, To Pimp a Butterfly number 2, Section 80 number 3, GNX number 4 that he just did. Damn number 5. Mr. Morale number 6. Overly Dedicated number 7. Kendrick Lamar EP number 8. C4 number 9. Untitled number 10. No Sleep number 11. Training Day number 12. And Youngest Head nigga in Charge number 13. Now, when you examine this appropriately, Good Kid, Mad City has been like on the charts literally since 2012. Think about that. Over a decade, this album has still been listened to at a high level. To Pimp a Butterfly, to me, like I've said before, is this era's It Takes a Nation of Millions. Now, just for context, a lot of major publications over the last 30 years have It Takes a Nation of Million, the number 1 rap album of all time, the most powerful rap album of all time. Black consciousness, social issues, everything addressed on that album, from Chuck D and Flair Flav and Public Enemy, Bomb Squad. Even Rolling Stones, and I just take it with a grain of salt, did like the 500 greatest albums of all time, every genre at one point. And Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation was the number 1 rap album, the first one listed. You know what I'm saying? Now, what Kendrick did on To Pimp a Butterfly, and the consciousness and every type of music, type of genre incorporated into that. So much jazz in that album, everything, man. You have songs like Institutionalized, Mama, King Kunta, Complexion, How Much a Dollar Costs. It's reminiscence of your Black Steel and Hour Chaos. You bring in, your Nightly Bass Heads. You know what I'm saying? He goes somewhere else on that album. It's a brilliant album. Just going back to Good Kid, Mad City right now, I will put that album also up against any of the Legends albums. So he has his landmark albums. I'll put Good Kid, Mad City in the same conversation with Ready to Die, Reason Without, Paid in Full, Great Prince of Slick Rick, Aquemini. Yes, Good Kid, Mad City is one of those special moments. Sing About Me is one of the greatest rap songs of all time to me. And then when I go back to Pimp a Butterfly, that How Much a Dollar Costs is one of the most creative rap songs I've ever heard. Section 80, beautiful album. You know what I'm saying? The people forget it's his debut album. You got joints on there like Cushion Corinthians, man. It's some spiritual and like inner turmoil with yourself. You got the Reagan era. You got High Power. It's got militant stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? GNX, what he just did, still catching steam, man. It's still a big album from last year, 2024. You know what I'm saying? Like a West Coast album that you don't hear too many West Coast albums from someone that large right now, where he didn't try to cross over again. He didn't try to have something universal. It was a West Coast album. And don't get me wrong, shout out to the Dog Pound album that came out last year and some other guys too who had West Coast albums. Damn, Pulitzer Prize. Track Feel on there is one of the great songs, man, that I love, man. Duckworth, ill storytelling. Kendrick is a great storyteller, one of the best in hip-hop history. You know what I'm saying? I think that need to start being discussed as well. Kendrick is one of the greatest storytellers in hip-hop history. You know what I'm saying? So damn won that Pulitzer Prize. Mr. Morale, Big Steppers was his personal diary, double CD, reminiscent of Marvin Gaye's Here My Dear. You know what I'm saying? Nas, Life is Good. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes guys do that. They really go somewhere else with it and really give you their life and their struggles and everything they're going through at that time. That was his therapy session to me. You know what I'm saying? Awesome joint. Overly Dedicated is a great mixtape. Original music on it. It's an album, basically. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is really rhyming on that, man. That's that K-Dot era, man. You know what I'm saying? The Kendrick Lamar EP, go back and listen to that. It's not talked about enough. Kendrick Lamar EP, and it's not an EP because Kendrick Lamar EP, it got like 11, 12 songs on it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of albums now got 11, 12 songs on it now. You know what I'm saying? In reminiscence of the early albums like by Run DMC and all of those kind of albums had like 10 songs on it. Like Run DMC's self-titled album, King of Rock, and I believe a lot of them CDs had like 10 songs. You know what I'm saying? Some of them CDs back in the day had like 8 songs. You know what I'm saying? So then EPs in like 90s became popular again, had like 8, 9 songs. So yeah, Over Dedicated and Kendrick Lamar EP. Then you had that C4, that Wayne dedication. I know a lot of people was like, oh man, how can he diss Wayne? He did a whole mix tape using Wayne beats. Well, he's a fan of Lil Wayne too. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Wayne is a legend. And Lil Wayne started as a kid, man. So a lot of dudes now in their early 30s and stuff like that, some of them, Wayne is they Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Kids in their 20s and 30s, Wayne is like that to a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So he did dedicate, he used the beats, he's a fan of them, showed them love. You know what I'm saying? So that C4 joint is crazy. Untitled, man, just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were sitting on these songs, man. You know what I'm saying? The Untitled Project is crazy. You got the No Sleep joint, the Training Day, the Youngest in Charge. That's when he's really, really young. But you heard the Promise on him. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about someone who's been making music for a long time. He's not new. You know what I'm saying? He has well over 15 years basically of music. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is only 50 plus years old. So when you see someone with 15, 20 years of a career, any MC in the context of hip hop, that's a lifetime, man. This is a very young genre. You know what I'm saying? This is not jazz, man. This is, you know what I mean? This is not, it's not even soul music. This is new. You know what I'm saying? So Kendrick has the discography, you know what I'm saying, that can match up with the legends. If you look at Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Section 80, GNX, and damn, that's 5 albums right there. It's all critically acclaimed. No, Mr. Morales critically acclaimed too. He has 6 critically acclaimed albums by all professional reviewers and huge fan base with it. You know what I'm saying? Look, this tweet I did, I don't know, 3 days ago, when I said that Kendrick had a great career before this Drake battle. For some reason, people keep saying, oh, this made Kendrick. Well, what kind of fans are these? You know what I'm saying? Did Not Like Us, which became the biggest diss song in the world and in hip hop history, did that make Kendrick more famous? Maybe somebody who didn't listen to hip hop? Yes. So y'all want to say, oh, the Drake battle made him more, he was already famous. But you want to say it elevated him some more? What's what battles do when two juggernauts have a conflict? You know what I'm saying? So yes, all right, if you want to be technical about it, just to shortchange Kendrick, yes, the Drake battle moved him up a notch because the song is so big. It ain't the other songs, it's that song became a phenomenon. And it had nothing to do with no bots or nothing like that. If you go back to the night it was released, DJs was playing it live in real time all over the world. You know what I'm saying? DJs in Europe, DJs in California, DJs even in New York, DJs in down south in Atlanta, wherever, they was playing Not Like Us everywhere, the night and the next day, all over clubs, all outside, cats dancing to it in the streets. It was a worldwide phenomenon. So yes, that song, which is Kendrick's song, made him more popular. Yes, it was about Drake, but if the song was whack, it wouldn't have reached those heights anyway. So it's still Kendrick doing that with dope music last year during the battle. That's first and foremost. Let's keep perspective. But just real quick, before the Drake battle, Kendrick was coming off a world tour, stadium tour in Europe and everywhere. Before the Drake battle, the year before that, 2023, the Big Steppers tour. I listed all the stuff about it already. Before that, he had like 17 Grammys, more than like anybody already. He had like the most BET awards already. He had a Pulitzer Prize already. He had 4 or 5 critically acclaimed albums already. Already. All of these things happened. He had already performed at the Super Bowl with Dr. Dre and Snoop and Eminem and 50 Cent and Mary J. Blige already. And I actually liked his part the best. What are we talking about, people? Kendrick Lamar's resume as albums, songwriter, performer, everything is to be discussed serious. And now he's going to do the Super Bowl this evening. Oh, I can't wait till after that. The haters going to hate it. I think it's going to be epic, man. I do. But I don't know why that tweet took off the way it did. It's just a random tweet I always do. I don't get paid on Twitter. I tweet what I think. I've been tweeting the same way since like 2010, 2011. I don't have an agenda. I just think I'm looking at my TV, laughing, sipping on a beer, and I just tweet something. I tweet what I think about hip hop. The people that know me in real life know I talk the way I tweet. You see me in this video right now. This is how I am when the homies around. We just talking, shooting the shit about hip hop. I just typed my thoughts. I just said, where did this thing come? That kid didn't have a career before Drake. It's almost at 800,000 views. I don't know why. I didn't do it for that. I don't have no blue check. I don't get paid for Twitter. Well, they don't pay nothing anyway. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to go viral. I don't care about none of that stuff. People steal my tweets all the time. I tweet the same way. Go back and put Enter the Dome, man, from like, and put like 2011 in. You can read my tweets then when I had like 100 followers, and I was literally tweeting the exact same way. you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And we're gonna discuss some other things tomorrow. I got a conversation with some hip hop heads tomorrow about a few things, some perspective. Can't wait for that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Kendrick resume. Now, I'm sorry, it has surpassed a lot of our legends. Okay, give you an example. It ain't got nothing to do with him being better than these people. His legacy now puts him in the top 10 of all time. I just read off all this stuff to y'all. Some of this stuff is not a debate. It's facts. You gotta look at what's on paper. And now things I'm about to say does not mean you can like some of these people better than Kendrick. You can say some of these people better MCs than Kendrick. You can say these people flow better. I like that person's favorite best album over I like Kendrick best. That's all your personal belief. That's fine. I ain't talking about personal beliefs right now. I'm talking about the stuff I name right now moves certain people to me. Give you an example. If Slick Rick was in your top 10, I mean, it was in my top 10, for example, Kendrick would move him out the way. You know what I'm saying? Great Adventures of Slick Rick is an amazing album, but Good Kid, Mad City is basically the updated version of Great Adventures of Slick Rick, except for Slick Rick don't have To Pimp a Butterfly, GNX, Damn, Miss Mariah, It moves him out the way. Big Daddy Kane, it will move Big Daddy Kane out of the top 10. Yeah, Long Live the Kane, dope. Big Daddy, whatever, his first two albums, dope. But after that, it gets murky. He doesn't have enough dope albums to stay above Kendrick. Kool G Rap, one of the greatest rappers as far as spitting bars you'll ever see. Got some dope albums. I'm a huge Kool G Rap fan. Kool G Rap influenced New York East Coast rap. And more than that, because he even influenced Scarface. Scarface said Kool G Rap influenced him too. And I think Q might have said something like that too. Of course, we know about Nas, AZ, Ghost, Ray, Deluxe, everybody. Cormega, everybody. But him and Polo, they had like what, two, three dope albums. And then I think his debut was 4, 5, 6 and all that. He doesn't have the albums to be in the top 10 over Kendrick to me. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he can't rap better. That's another discussion for another day. Okay, who's other ones that you would consider? I think that you can debate. Kendrick versus Eminem was a good debate to me because album wise, Slim Shady came out with like 3 bangers back to back. I believe you think about the Slim Shady LP, the Marshall Mathers and Eminem show. You know what I'm saying? And Eminem in my top 10 too. But I'm just saying, how would those look? If you consider those 3 albums by Eminem versus Kendrick 3 albums, because for me personally, Eminem, Slim Shady LP is massive and it's bigger than Section 80, but I like Section 80 better. You know what I'm saying? As great as Marshall Mathers LP is, and it is great. You know what I'm saying? I like Good Kid, Mad City over Marshall Mathers LP. I think it's better. You know what I'm saying? The Eminem show against and Eminem shows might be Eminem's best album. You know what I'm saying? Overall, Eminem show is better than Damn to me. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, but Eminem show ain't better than To Pimp a Butterfly. You know what I'm saying? But that's good. I'm just thinking out loud right now. Like some people might not have Eminem in their top 10. I've always had him in my top 10. You know what I'm saying? Now LL Cool J don't leave. You know what I'm saying? Like only because you're talking about, man, 40 years of rhyming. From radio all the way up to the force, you know what I'm saying, and still a MC who can rap. LL Cool J sound refreshed. He was in pocket. Man, I just don't see how they can be a top 10 without LL Cool J. So I still got Nas there. I got Nas as number 1. You know what I'm saying? I got Rakim still there. I got KRS-One still there. Jay-Z and Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to get to like, okay, you got Scarface right there, man. You know what I'm saying? We can debate that Scarface might have one of the top 5 solo discographies in hip hop history. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that, again, I'm not going to say who should get moved out. This is just conversation. But I do believe Kendrick Lamar is ranked from number 8 to number 11. Ice Cube might have to come down some more. That might be the one. Ice Cube or Eminem might be number 11 now. If I'm keeping Scarface in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? And that's no knock on Cube. Cube still had a pretty good album last year. Cube got his run of his first 4 projects. It's one of the top 5, 6 runs ever. You know what I'm saying? When you think of America's Most Wanted, The Death Certificate, Kill at Will, Lethal Injection. Yeah. I would probably have Kendrick ranked over Ice Cube, but barely. To me, Ice Cube been the king of the West for a long time as far as MC, but now I do believe Kendrick is the king of the West Coast. But Ice Cube still oversee the West. You know what I'm saying? He's still one of the greatest MCs, no less than 11 or 12 ever to me. If he still be right there in the top 10. Eminem, skill-wise, is a top 10 MC. That's not even a discussion to me. Skill-wise, he's a top 10 MC. I've had him in my top 10 for a long time, but I would move him out the way and make him number 11 for Kendrick. I would, personally. Okay, Andre 3000 tall. Andre, when I did my 50 greatest MCs, I had Andre and Big Boy in it. Talent-wise, Andre is an amazing MC, but so is Big Boy. And I've had these tweets recently about that. And I had several people trying to tell me Andre a top 10 MC, and I had some people tell me Andre is the GOAT. Like I said this morning, there's no way in the world I'm ranking Andre 3000, I said this yesterday, over Scarface, and I'm not ranking Andre 3000 over Kendrick Lamar. When an MC has multiple full-length albums by themselves, do you understand how much pressure that is to not make a mistake, to make sure every song got 2 or 3 verses that, you know what I'm saying, that stick, that you got to write all of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them write their hooks. I mean, some people got maybe homies that help out with hooks, or producers, but I'm just saying, to put projects together solo is not like having a partner there where you're trading verses. Because there's certain Outkast albums that Andre got 1 verse on the song. You know what I'm saying? Big Boy got a verse because they have long verses. He might have 15 verses on an album from 15 songs. So when people talking about some, Biggie only had 2 albums. Well, Biggie had Ready to Die, Life After Death was 2 albums, the Born Again verses and all that. But just on Life After Death alone, with 2 albums, having 2 or 3 verses on 20-some songs, you know how many verses that is? Biggie got as many verses on Life After Death as Andre got on 3 albums. That's my point when people try to say Biggie didn't have a lot of work. And he wrote Dream Mafia stuff. I mean, he has a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? So, and I posted that before. So, and Biggie, of course, in my top 10 forever. You know what I'm saying? But that's my point. Like, Andre 3000 can't be in the top 10 with that kind of work. So Kendrick will move him out the way too. You know what I'm saying? If you name some of your favorites, Kendrick, move him out the way. If there are people I think are naturally better than, or maybe more gifted than Kendrick, maybe. I think Mos Def is as gifted as anybody ever who rap. But I can't put Mos Def over Kendrick Lamar on an all-time list. Now, Black on Both Sides is an amazing album. You could put it up against Good Kid, Mad City, and that's a good discussion. Kendrick and Mos with those 2 albums, let's just say they watch each other out. What does this Mos Def have? The Ecstatic is dope. The Ecstatic is dope, but is the Ecstatic to Pimp a Butterfly? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the second best album, The Ecstatic. So Mos Def leaves a lot to be desired, and hopefully he'll come back with a great album at some point. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Who else you would think is real talented? Pharoah Monch is very, very talented. You know what I'm saying? I actually think he's a top 15, top 20 MC, and he has a great discography. Don't think it's greater than Kendrick. So I think a lot of people you'll name overall discography won't be as great as Kendrick's to me. So I do believe now he has moved people out, and I say that he is between number 8 and number 11, And I think that he has a chance to go up higher at some point. You know, what happens if his next album is his greatest album? What happens if he tops Good Kid, Mad City or tops To Pimp a Butterfly? The potential is there. He's still hungry. What if he leads this tour with SZA after the Super Bowl, disappear for another year, and come out in 2026 with maybe his greatest album? Then what? Now he could potentially move up, for me, like 2 more slots or more. You know, another run of great albums from Kendrick, 2 or 3 more great albums, would definitely put him in the top 5 all time. Maybe 2 more great albums, and then I gotta say certain people, I'm like, I'm sorry, gotta move you down. Because at that point, because right now I'm thinking KRS might have to move you down a little bit. I ain't saying you out of the top 10. I had to put Kendrick over KRS-One. I know people are like, man, what? That's blasphemy. Look. I love Blastmaster. I've had KRS-One at one or two before in my hip hop life. Early, you know, late 90s, early 2000s, when I was doing on OK Player and on them other little websites, MySpace and all that, ranking MCs. I had KRS 1 or 2 times too. Well, mostly number 2 behind Rakim. But so don't get me wrong, Blastmaster career is outstanding. But I might put Kendrick over KRS-One. I don't know. I know some people are like, I can't believe this dude saying that. But look, man, I'm looking at everything in totality right now. I'm not, you know, I'm trying to be honest with my assessment. Because I do love KRS-One, but I might put Kendrick Lamar over KRS-One on the all-time list now. Another run of 2 great albums after this, some more people got to go. He already moved out some people that I named earlier to me. But if this keep going again, somebody else got to go, man. So look, man, you guys have a great Sunday, man. Episode 80, we got to get out of here. Super Bowl tonight. I think Kendrick is going to do something special. We'll revisit this video. About to go have breakfast with the family. Then I'm going to go cycle for about 40 miles because I know I'm going to be eating a lot later on tonight and probably sipping a brew, man. So peace and love, people, man. Thanks again for support. Thank you.